Okay, the business of selling online to offline. I just want to give you a perspective on this because how many people in this room are actually selling services to offline businesses, marketing services? About half. How many selling a product online? About half again. Okay, so both of you are going to benefit from this presentation. But the services to businesses offline, we haven't even scratched the surface of the opportunity and the potential of the revenue that you can generate as a business model selling internet marketing services out to the offline world. Okay, 98% of websites have not been touched for more than 5 years. They don't have opt-ins, they don't have automation, they're not using tools, they're not actually campaigning to anybody, they're not actually offering anything to anybody. So can you imagine the potential and the opportunity that's out there? What I'm going to share with you is how you can get into people very easily to help them get on board with online. So first of all, the middleman marketing business. This is the most profitable model in the consulting world. What middleman marketing means is I'm an online consultant, I need to run a direct response campaign online for my client. I hire somebody like Walter with exceptional copywriting skills to develop the strategy in the campaign. I invest some money or bring in somebody who has automation services, for example, Ontraport. Okay, I won't mention the other famous guys, they didn't bother coming, so screw them. But understand that you can automate that process, and then what I'll do is I'll actually hire somebody to implement that strategy, or implement that process. And then I'll put my margin, which is generally 3 times the price. Whatever the cost is, times 3 times is what I'll put on it. That's what I work on. Okay, not double the price. Double the price is only a 50% increase on cost. Triple the price is a 100% increase on cost. Okay, and then I'll run the campaign. And I've got enough money in the resources that I invest for the client, that they're investing in my services, to make sure that I get the best possible result for the client. So as a middleman marketer, I will not build a website for you. I will hire somebody to do that for me. James is ATL Web Services, SEO partner for content and SEO work. Pay-per-click services like Mike Rhodes, we've got Swoop Digital in the room. I will not do any of the work. The best money that I can make is to sell more of what I do, and that's the result to the client. So middleman marketing business, very, very profitable. The average consultant in the world today, in our game, selling online services, makes about 55 to 75K gross profit. That's what they make, on average. I spent the last 3 months talking to digital agencies and independent contractors around the world and asking them, how are things going? What are you doing? What's happening out there? Average gross profit, average gross revenue, 75K. What people want is they think they want is 120K a year. Okay, that's the magic figure. 10 grand a month is great. I can build a lifestyle business for that. The challenge with 120 grand a year is they're not taking into consideration their costs, time, effort, energy, and the resources they need to run their business. So that 120K turns into 75K in your pocket, or 50K in your pocket. Or if you're at the 55K mark, it turns into 35K in your pocket. Okay? So where you want to head is a real number of $240,000. $240,000 of revenue for an independent consultant out in the market is roughly 5 clients paying you 3 to 6 grand a month. Gives you that revenue on retainer. That's not a lot of clients, yeah? 5 clients, okay? A lot of people think, yep, let's go and get hundreds of clients, but you don't need a lot to make a lot in this business in terms of profitability. So here's the thing, you're in the business and cash flow is king. The majority of people that I talk to and I ask, how's your cash flow going? Is it looking great? What do you think the answer is? No, it's not happening for them, okay? The reason why it's not happening for them is they don't focus on the cash flow. Right? They're focusing on getting things right, getting things packaged right, putting all the steps into place, getting ready, right? They'll occasionally go out there, look for potential clients, think about who I can do business with. I'm going to show you 10,000 places you can find great clients that will spend tens of thousands of dollars in your marketing services, and it's a really hard site to find. It's called Google, right? Very difficult, very plain looking, okay? But it has magic in it, and I'll show you and demonstrate where that magic is. So cash flow is king. The first thing I do in the morning when I get up, I check my cash flow. The next question I ask is, what am I doing today to contribute to the growth of that cash flow? And that's where my activity and exercise goes to. If I'm not doing that, guess what doesn't happen? No cash flow. Okay? What you focused on most becomes real to you in your business. All right, so stop playing with yourself. Okay? You need to get into the game. The only way you're going to generate revenue is to communicate with your potential clients or people who are in business or looking for people who have the potential to introduce their friends to you. Strategic alliances in the offline consulting game or online consulting game is gold. I have a client of mine that I work with has an accountant as a strategic alliance, and that accountant refers all his clients for online marketing to that person. Every client. They don't have to do any prospecting, right? They've got 3 strategic alliances they work with. They don't do any prospecting for clients. They just sell their services to help the clients generate business online. So stop playing with yourself. Get out there and have some conversations. Now, this is a general pattern statement here. Without a plan, you're just a tourist. Okay? Most businesses, even most small businesses, don't have a plan. The plan you're looking at is an 8-week plan. It's designed to focus on generating $150,000 to $250,000 worth of revenue in 8 weeks. It has a strategy of how we're going to get into the market on the left-hand side, and on the right-hand side is the actual sales process of getting into that market. It targets the client. This area is the IT knowledge management space. The sales cycle is actually between 4 to 8 weeks to convert the client. And then I have an execution in that process. You'll notice it's on a very expensive piece of electronic equipment. Okay? Just sits on my desk, and that's where the attention and the focus is. As soon as you get clear about what you want, who you're going to do it for, and how you're going to go about doing it, the faster you're going to get out there and do it. Okay? It's really key. So, more customers, more revenue, more often. We're all about, a lot of us here talk about generating in the offline, in the consulting world, generating more customers for our clients, yeah? Okay? There's a lot of money expended and energy in generating more customers. The funny thing is, the greatest opportunity that you have as a consultant is to talk about what happens in the more often column, the back end. The people you're going to talk to already have customers that they don't monetize or nurture or generate a connection with or encourage or re-offer. They just don't do it. They're too busy spending all the money up front in the front end. Now, in the back end, in the more often column, you've got much greater profitability opportunity. And the other thing is you can get the greatest results faster in the back end. Anybody do direct response marketing to people's back ends in the room? There's got to be somebody here. Yep. Work really well there, Josh? Yeah, really well. Yeah, awesome. I'll give you a classic example of how the back end works well. I was sitting down with a solar company that was in the commodity of selling solar to homes in Australia, and they were constantly looking for the new customer. But they also installed solar hot water systems as well. So what I said was, how many people have bought the solar hot water systems off you? He said, we've got hundreds and hundreds of people who have done that. And I said, you got a database of them? He said, well, we've kind of got them in our point of sale system. Okay? Can we extract that data and offer them home solar in that process? Can we get a good deal and a good package together? Absolutely. So why don't we give it a try? So we extract the data, throw it in an autoresponder system, developed a 4-pronged campaign that I'll share with you at the end of this presentation, and ran it. Now, the database was only 800 people. The conversion rate was 7%. The revenue return was $400,000 on existing customers. Now, at the front end, they were doing $250 a month. And the back end, they nearly more than doubled their business. Okay? A lot of people leave this part of their business alone because they're too busy focused on the front end trying to get it in. This is an excellent area of opportunity, the more often area. Number one pitch is you need to give people a shipload of customers. That's ship with a P, not with a T. Okay? But what people really want is they want a shipload of sales. Okay? They don't want a shipload of customers, they're looking for sales. Right? So when you're talking to people, they're not interested in SEO, they're not interested in direct response, they're not interested in marketing tactic. What they want is how can I generate an injection of revenue in my business as quickly as possible. That's what they're after. Okay? And that's the conversation you want to have. And so if I was to ask you a question, if there was a way to bring you 10, 15, $20,000 a month clients, and we can automate that process, and I can show you that we can implement a strategy easily to execute that outcome, would anybody in this room say, no, I'm not interested in your idea? No? Yeah, one person. James. But the key here is if you made that offer to anybody, it's a no-brainer. The key is getting that conversation going. And the funny thing is with your ideas and strategies on online marketing, you can actually have that type of conversation, because small conversion rates can mean huge dollars in the back end. So let's talk about the types of ideal customers. Most independent consultants tend to focus on the low end. They talk to customers that can't afford it, struggle, they're not giving them enough money. The people who've got the cash, these are the exact people who've got the cash, and I'm going to show you where you're going to find them. $2 to $10 million turnover is where you're looking. That's a sweet spot. 10 million plus is great as well. You're looking for companies with 10 to 50 employees. If you've got a company that's got 10 to 50 employees, it means they're spending a lot of money paying bills, which means they need to generate a lot of sales. High customer sales value, $5,000 on average sale, up to 100 plus. Okay? The higher the sales value, the more powerful your strategy can be, because the conversion rates don't have to be very high and the numbers don't have to be very high to turn over. Physical assets, offices, equipment, factory, showroom. Okay? Invest at least 200K to 500K plus in marketing. The people who are interested in marketing are already spending money on marketing, whether it's effective or not effective. Now, when you think, how do you spend 500K a year? Think trade shows, full page ads, radio ads, TV ads. Think banner advertising everywhere on the internet, on major sites. Think where people spend money on campaigns. We walk past it, listen to it, see it every single day. Opportunity is everywhere. Okay? So, where do we find them? The money is in the niche. If you look at a profitable niche, I'm going to share a profitable niche with you. I'm even going to show you how you can get a list of the profitable niche. I'm even going to show you how you can do it cost effectively as well in terms of getting into these guys and girls. The money's in the niche. So, for example, if we go to the famous Google and we type in the word niche association. Now, I've chosen the Australian Society of Plastic Surgeons because they're easy to make fun of. And, but there are 10,000 associations. There's a body in the United States, it's called the Association of Association Executives. It is responsible, isn't that cool? There's an association for associations. The funny thing about this association, it is responsible for over 10,000 organisations that are in niche markets all over the world in 50 countries. Okay? So, all you need to do is think of industry. There's going to be bound to be a group that is associated. For example, here in Australia, we have the Housing Industry Association. People have heard of that? Yep. Housing Industry Association is a governing body of anything to do with housing and construction in Australia. But within that association, there are 20 sub-associations. You've got the electricians, the bathroom guys, the kitchen guys, the cabinet makers. You've got all the service providers in that area, the constructors, the developers, the commercial builders and developers. So there are 20 subcategories inside one of the largest associations in Australia that you can actually get access to. Now, with the Association or Society of Plastic Surgeons, you would think that this would be a tough market to crack, yeah? You would think that marketing to these guys would be pretty saturated, yeah? Do you think that plastic surgeons are doing really well? Some people might say yes. However, if they were doing really well, the average plastic surgery would not be spending more than $100,000 to $200,000 a year on just above-the-line basic placard advertising. No mention of websites, no come and bring this number, just look great, we're fantastic, here you find us. That type of marketing. Very few plastic surgeons do any back-end marketing to their existing customers or patients. The average patient to a plastic surgeon in the lifetime value is worth over $300,000 in surgery procedures. That's not the individual, that's also the referrals that individual will bring into a practice. 300 grand every time you bring a customer to a plastic surgeon. Average sale for a plastic surgeon, 25 grand in Australia. The biggest threat to the plastic surgery industry in the Western world is the Eastern world. Thailand, Southeast Asia. Here you'll pay 25 grand for the procedure. In Thailand, you'll pay 13 grand, get a holiday, and get free tickets to the ping pong bar to go with it. Okay, so the market is actually is quite competitive. Now, how do we find plastic surgeons? In this website, there is a section that says, find a surgeon. And you can actually type in the state, and it will literally list out every single surgeon in that state. It'll give you their phone number, their email address, it'll give you where the business is, it'll give you the website to have a look at, and you can pay a virtual assistant maybe $30 or $50 to scrape the 2,700 members straight out of that website into a database. Cool idea? Now, there are thousands of association websites that have exactly the same lists in them. If you're looking for contacts, just go to an association website. If they will provide a service, they're providing you with information saying, hey, if you're looking for one of us guys, because part of their job is to sell their services, come and check us out. They're giving you the list, okay? So what you want to do is you want to do a rapid touch sequence when you've got a list. In this particular market, because it's a high value customer, I would actually do more direct type touching. I would look at things like ways of getting into LinkedIn. I would look at practice managers. I would look at those sorts of people to build a relationship with. Provide a value idea. I tend to research the market. The easiest way to sell anything to anybody is to go and understand them. Pick up the phone and have a conversation with 4 or 5 people in that industry, or if you know someone who knows somebody in that industry, and find out what's going on. Their websites are full of information of all the trends, where things are happening, what's happening in the future. There is an abundance of information on your client and what the challenges and the problems are. Most associations have conferences. You can either go to the conference or you can actually contact the speakers at the conference and find out what the key topics are and the concerns are of that industry and target them specifically. Very quick way of getting in. Okay, reignition blitz. This is the fastest way to generate revenue for your clients to get a result. I talked about a moment ago, make the offer of reigniting and generating sales from existing and past clients as an opportunity. So what you do is you get their list, you create a campaign and offer sequence, you use an automation tool, maybe something like Ontraport, press start, and then what you do is monitor and measure and feed back to the client. Okay? That is the fast way to get sales. If you're going to promote SEO services and do those sorts of things, that takes a long time to get up to speed. If you're doing pay-per-click, you can get some quick instant hits, but it probably takes 2 or 3 months to get the campaign right. But with a reignition campaign, the campaign can actually execute very quickly and you can get very, very fast results with that. So here's the idea that I'm going to share with you. If you want to generate quick results for yourself out of this conference, essentially is what you do is fast cash flow injection. Make a list. Pick a service that you can sell that has great value or has great perceived value and create a list for yourself. The list that you want to create of people, the actual offer that you want to create is something that has great value, a great perception of value, right? You're focusing on you can get this great deal to make this thing happen. If you don't know what to offer, all you do is Google best offers online. It'll give you ideas, okay? Time limited, number limited offer, okay? Scarcity, intensity, and short space of time to get it done now will increase the chance of getting conversions. The list you want to create is a familiar list. The familiar list is friends, colleagues, acquaintances, people you know in business, or a current or a past customer list. You don't need to go to a huge list or you don't need a big list, but everybody knows somebody who needs help online in business, yes? In the room? Okay. So you create a campaign. Now, I would go to somebody like Walter and also look at someone who can provide me with automation services and put that campaign together. I would package it up, look at my costs, put my profit margin on top of that, make it reasonable, but I would also provide some incentives and value for the offer. Then what I would do is I'd create a simple 4-step sequence. Offer goes first. The next sequence is, hey, did you get that? The next sequence is, hey, what did you think about that? And the next sequence is, hey, are you interested? I'll guarantee you that if you run a campaign, and I'll give you an example of somebody who was in this room last year. Brad, I wrote a post in the thing and said, hey, put an offer together, send an email out today, see if you can make some sales. Brad Younger in the group goes and sends out an email to 60 people that he had on his list, generated 4 sales in the day. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm going to show you the fastest working campaign and the best strategy that I've ever seen. It has a 100% conversion rate to its audience, works every time. Hey, I'm cute, cuddle me. The next offering was, hey, I'm cute again, right? And then it was, seriously, I'm cute, we can cuddle. Now, each campaign that came out got a 100% conversion rate, right? You can make irresistible offers. The greatest offer that you can make is to help people reignite their opportunity and revenue in their business. The consulting world is phenomenal. The opportunity is amazing, and you can literally walk out of here and run a campaign. The number one tragedy in any business is that people don't make enough offers. You know, if I ask people why you're struggling, I ask how many offers you got on the table. That'll generally tell you why it's not happening for them. So I wish you every success. Thanks for listening. If you get some success from this idea or strategy, send an email to James, say you had that from the idea from the SUPERFAST business, and I'd love to hear from you. Thank you very much.